Hello again. Now, I may have actually stated a little bit about animal avatars, but considering, and if you haven't watched it, I will be putting a link somewhere above my head here, so please do watch that. If you don't know what animal avatars are, then please watch it. You will be definitely left in the dark with this one if you continue watching it. Nonetheless, avians. More or less, avians are more fantasized rather than anything else. Some are rather more elemental than anything else, while others are based off of certain avian species. And that strata is quite vast, even among the multiverse. Birds, in a way, are considered one of the, I guess you could say, first to really be able to find a way to get to the skies. Many were actually wondering about how avians really are able to fly. That's eventually what led them to the stars. I say a lot of culture based around avian technology or otherwise as well, but none of it, and I do mean none of it, has ever been even touched on about why that is done. I guess in a way that's because we see things that intrigue our interest, but never really get into it. As for animal avatars on themselves and avians, they never met. They were never on the same planetoid or same system, even. They were completely in the same dimension, even so. But far, far away from each other. And why is that? Well, Source has his reasons. I will not question them. But I can still theorize on it. My guess is because avians are so smart, but they are also, in some manner, if you look at the different, I guess you'd say, some are omnivorous versus others are predatory. It's, in a way, actually lasted out the same way when they first started out as primal, but eventually it's flattened out altogether because they figured out how to make food. And everyone else became omnivorous because they saw it fit that without food they couldn't be able to live and coexist. So while the animal avatars themselves had their little bouts with each other, the avians actually made themselves a little more civilized, I guess you could say. They found a simple way to coexist without needing to, how should I put it, without needing to have constantly bicker and argue among each other. Which, at first, I'm sure they did, but as far as those records go, they pretty much just got rid of them, burned them, gone. Don't need to look to the past anymore, just look forward to the future. Even though that they do remember, there is one record that states specifically that is ancient. All that we have actually had as far as fighting is forfeit. We are united as one. And as united as one, we burn these documents, and it lists these documents of what was lost, but never states what the content of them are. And in hopes that further generations may never repeat this same sort of bickering and arguing. There's no real other way of translating it, because Avians eventually they started creating a more universal language, more like that of Atlanteans or Star language or anything like that. Now, I myself am part Avian, so let me see. I could actually give you a little bit of an example really quick. Faller, fly, air, and Toros, dia, strength and many. Toros actually is an Avian word. I do say for sure that the origins of Avian language versus Star language has had its influence on Star language as a whole, but never once have the Avians actually asked anything of the Star race, because in a way they don't see themselves above anyone else. They pretty much see themselves as inferior. Besides that, I think in a way that it's not exactly some of the ways that, well, they wouldn't take advantage of Avians because they're so smart. If they were to actually try to take advantage of them, they could retaliate and more or less win. That's why they are such a well-respected race